This is the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast, episode 620.
I program my own computer.
We have a server crash, 404 error, page not found, links aren't working, system is crashing, system is crashing, system is crashing.
Your old HTML website, barely alive. We have the technology. We have WordPress. A new website, better than it was before. Better, stronger, faster.
Why, hello everybody, this is Adam Philby, host of the Kitchen Sink WP Podcast. Thanks for being here. Let's get started. All right, upcoming events, we have one so far this year. First one, WordPress Campus Connect in Kolkata, January 17th, single day camp, and actually defined as join us at the city of Joy, Kolkata, also known for its rich culture, deep-rooted history, and unforgettable Bengali hospitality. Man, I really want to go, but I'll be in Southern California actually next weekend. So yeah, that's my plan. So anyway, if you're in that part of the world, you should definitely go. It looks very interesting. Empowering students through WordPress Campus Connect. Check that out. All right, moving forward onto segment one in the news. One thing to talk about here, WP Engine acquired BigBite. BigBite had a background in editorial content, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like news sites and whatnot. So they were acquired. Congratulations to all those people. So I guess that is the first acquisition of the year. I'll put a link in the show notes if you want to read about it. It was back on January 7th, just a few days ago from recording this episode. But yeah, pretty cool stuff there. So the first acquisition of the year is officially in the books. There you go. All right, is that it in the news? Yeah, kind of a light news year so far. Yeah. Moving on, segment two, meat potatoes of this week's episode. So today I'm talking about words, terms actually, and some acronyms maybe. Yeah, acronyms as well. It dawned on me recently that the only constant is change, right? And even more in technology. We're always changing things, always coming up with things, a lot of terms. And for some of you who might be newer to the space, because I got a couple new emails recently from people, new listeners, which was kind of fun, I thought it'd be interesting to address this. And I thought I might have, and I did. I went back and looked. Episode 81, back in 2015, I shared 9 terms back then, WordPress-related terms, things you should know. So if you want to go back, you could listen, kitchensinkwp.com/E81, link in the show notes as well. So I kind of went and looked for what's relevant to now. So here are a dozen or so terms that are a little bit more up to date, not just WordPress related. We'll get to those at the end as well. But, I just wanted to kind of cross this bridge here, kind of talk about the elephant in the room, things that are going on today in WordPress. So first and foremost, block editor. Now the block editor is the editor that replaced the classic editor, the tiny MCE thing that I used to love. And I guess I still use not classic editor. Yeah, is it classic editor? I do. Yeah, I do. I'm not gonna lie. So, but the block editor replaces that. It's a block-based approach to content creation. Every element on the page, including text, images, and layouts, is now considered a block. That's what the block editor is when people ask about it. Full site editing, otherwise known as FSE, it's the first acronym of the day. It allows users to build and customize headers, footers, templates, and global layouts using blocks instead of PHP templates. So that's the FSE terminology. Moving right along here in the same realm is a block theme. Now, obviously, a block theme is a WordPress theme designed specifically for full site editing. These themes rely heavily on blocks and configuration files rather than that old traditional theme templates that used to exist. And lastly, in this little realm of area, if you will, the theme.json file. Now, theme.json is a configuration file that controls global styles such as colors, fonts, spacing, block settings, right? That's it. Yeah. It centralizes the design decisions for block themes. It's pretty cool. You should dive into that. But these are the 4 terms in this realm that you should really be aware of. Okay. Like I said, block editor, full site editing, block theme, theme.json. Okay. Moving on into some other terms that are relevant. Managed WordPress hosting. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not, but nonetheless. So managed hosting is a provider that handles the updates, the caching, the security, the backups, performance tuning. It's the default choice for many professional WordPress sites. Unmanaged would be you are on your own, you set everything up, you own your own server. You might rent that in a rack, but you're completely on your own. So most of the hosting companies these days is managed. is a loose term. Some more than others. Some of the hosting companies kind of control the configuration a little bit more, but anyway, that's managed WordPress hosting. Also in this space here is headless WordPress. Now, headless WordPress separates the backend content management system from the front end display. Now, WordPress manages content while JavaScript framework would handle presentation. So there's the difference there. So it's headless versus headful. I don't know how to word that. I guess just normal, anyway, standard. So, okay. Another term here that is connected to the server side of things and just the internet and interwebs at large would be Core Web Vitals. Now, Core Web Vitals are a performance metric defined by Google that measure loading speeds, interactivity, and visual stability. It's now directly influences on the SEO. It's directly connected there to how its SEO decisions are made based on Core Web Vitals. CWV, it's a big thing. We hear about it all the time. Requests from clients on the enterprise level. It's Core Web Vitals. Core Web Vitals. That's like a big push, right? How do we get those to be better? How does Google rank our site? So CWV is a big one there. All right, moving away from WordPress specifically, but terms you should still know in 2026. LLM, large language model. An LLM is an AI system trained on a massive amount of text, basically to understand and generate human-like language. Tools like, for example, ChatGPT, Claude. What's the other one? There's a handful. I just kind of went blank. Anyway, they're all LLMs. Those are the two big ones. Oh, of course, Gemini, that's the third one. They're all being used now for content creation, support, automation, code generation, but keep in mind, they are just a database of data that kind of give you the feeling like you're talking to somebody. Always use it respectfully and check the results you get from it, I guess is what I want to say. Okay. Next one here is MCP. It's Modal Context Protocol. Now, MCP is a standard for allowing AI models to securely access tools, data sources, and services. So it enables the LLMs to work with real systems, such as a database, an API, a file, rather than responding only from a specific training set of data. That makes sense? Yeah. So MCP's it's the overall protocol that lets LLMs be interchangeable and content. Okay. Next one here is more on the development side of things, CI and CD, not a new term, but one that I think is important. Continuous integration and continuous deployment. It's the development workflow where code changes are automatically tested and then deployed. This allows for reduced human error, I guess I want to say it that way, and teams can ship updates faster and more reliably. Okay. In the same space here, we have Git. It's been around for a long time. Git is a version control system, simple as that. It tracks changes to code over time. It allows developers to collaborate, roll back mistakes, manage multiple versions of a project safely. You have branches, you have forks. That is Git. And I think I still own the domain, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check here real quick. I do. I own a domain about Git, about learning it, but some reason the homepage is missing, so I'm not going to share that right now. That might have to expire this year. It might be one of the expiring domains. Anyway, so Git's another term you want to know. Another one here, I think this is the last one is tech debt. I keep hearing this one in podcasts, tech debt. So technical debt, that's what it's short for, refers to shortcuts or outdated decisions in code or infrastructure that make future changes harder. It often builds up when speed is prioritized over long-term maintainability. Yeah, tech debt is not great. I mean, obviously you want to build something, you want to launch it, you want to ship it as fast as possible, but future you may not enjoy this moment. So keep that in mind. So tech debt. Yeah, so there you have it. Just a brief overview, updated some terminology here that I think is relevant to the time that we're in, new year, kind of get our heads straight, figure out what we need to know. And I'm sure I've missed a ton of terms and whatnot. So feel free to send me in your favorites, and maybe I'll do a third version of this episode, but I won't wait 10 years. Maybe next year. Maybe I'll make this yearly with the new terms of the year. But let me know what your terms are, ones that I missed that are obvious, because I was just, kind of going broad strokes here. So there you go. All right, moving on. Segment 3, tip and tool of the week. This one I saw over on Post Status, snippetnest.com. It's a website. I think it's a membership as well. But the reason it caught my eye was because they have these snippets for specifically Beaver Builder, as far as the page builder, which we still use on my agency, my personal agency, Concierge, WP. Pretty cool. So check it out, snippetnest.com. And if you're looking for snippets to use code and to have specific things, I take that snippet into there's a plugin I've been using. I can't think what it's called all of a sudden. Went blank again. Anyway, I'm sure somebody yelling at me right now. It's called this. Snippets, WP Snippets, WP. I don't know. Anyway, but check out snippetsnest.com. I have no connection to them. Just want to share. It looks pretty cool. All right. That's it for this week. I'm going to wrap it up here. If you have any questions, go ahead, send it in via email, adam@kitchensinkwp.com, or use that speak pipe function on the website. If you want to support the show, become a Patreon. That'd be great. You can do that. Buy me a coffee. If you want to be a sponsor, that'd be amazing. Form on the website. Fill it out. I'll get right back to you. Thanks for listening. See you next week. Now go out and do some awesome things with WordPress. All right. Bye-bye. All right. If you're still here, that plugin is called Code Snippets. Just came to me as I, got done with the episode. Okay. Bye.